Hi, you guys, and welcome to the midday edition of Nosy Bystanders Live. I am your host, Chief Nosy Bystander. One word. We're here because we're talking about one incredibly sad story, Tyre Nichols, and I also want to talk about that story with the nurses. Now, honey child, I can't for the life of me figure out what's going on with these, but we're gonna dig into it because if you guys didn't know, a place called Palm Beach School of Nursing had issued over 7,600 nursing licenses where there was no course or school, but you were just going to pay $15,000 and they issue you a license. 30% of those graduating women ended up in hospitals, and we don't know who they are. So we're going to talk about that story. We're going to talk about Tyre Nichols. We'll talk about a little bit of everything. Okay. We'll talk about a little bit of everything. Okay. Yes, my hair is braided. I know. And thank you guys for all the birthday shout outs, the tagging me in videos, wish me a happy birthday, the cash apps. I appreciate that. Because it's never too late to ask. Okay. Happy birthday. So I wanted to get into that story, and I'm gonna post this here, and this will be the last time you'll ever see it again until next year. God willing. Okay. But let's see who's all in the building before we get started. Okay. Let's see who's all in the building. And shout out to you guys. Thank you very much. Also, y'all, I got my hair braided, but funny enough, I just braided it this is me. You can tell because it's uneven. I braided my hair myself. I've never done knotless braids, but I feel like I did a good job. I feel like I did a decent job. And I'm not lying. I did these myself. Hello, Stephanie. How you doing today? Hello, Angela. And thank you guys for the happy birthdays. Hello, Charity. Hello, Sean. How you doing today? Hello, Kamiko. Hello, is it Amina Star? I hope I'm saying that right. Thank you. Hello, Bunny. How you doing today? Hello, Lexi Glow. Hello, Nikki. Hello, Nisa. Hello, Just Bougie. Hello, Ms. Remarkable. Hello, AK. Hello, Nita. Hello, Brittany. Hello, Jasmine. Oh, y'all coming in the building hot. Hello, Mrs. J. Hello, Cammy on the go. Hello, Siren. Hello, Chaz Princeton. How you doing today? Hello, Lori. Hello, Otis. Hello, Darnita. Darnita, I hope I'm saying your name right. Hello, Nini. How you doing? Hello, 10 10R79. 10R79. Okay, I told you this. There's a radio station in Cleveland called Z1079. So it's so funny that's your name. Hello, Shell. How you doing today? Hello, Queen Sugar. Hello, Deja. Hello, Sheree. Hello, it's a Virgo. Hello, Erica. Hello, Nita. Hello, Joanna. Hello, Statement 92. Hello, is it Deandra? Hello, Deandra. Hello, Hope Yonsei. Hope we know it's a fake name, but if it's real, that'd be a real dope name. Hope Yonsei. Hope Yonsei. Hello, Chocolate Bay. Hello, Yada. How you doing today? Hello, Angela. Hello, Charity. Hello, Amber. Hello, I think I said to you, Joanna. Hello. Hello, Miss Money. Hello, Juanita. Hello, Life of VV. How you guys doing today? And if I missed your name, I apologize. But welcome aboard. We're a little early today, even though it's Thursday. I know most of y'all off work. Okay, so don't lie. Okay, so I wanted to talk about this story, which involves um, police brutality. But the story is kind of going buck wild because all the officers involved, well, they're black. So I want to get into this article here because the officers obviously they was let go, but also the officers they they're all African American and they're already been indicted. So let's get into this article here, and I'm going to read it for you guys. It says this is out of Memphis, Tennessee. 5 former Tennessee officers were charged Thursday in the beating death of Tyre Nichols, according to online records. The officers who were fired after Nichols' death were booked by the Shelby County Jail on Thursday morning. The record showed that's this morning. They were booked this morning. Tardarius Bean, Demetrius Haley, Emmett Martin, Desmond Mills, and Justin Smith were indicted by a grand jury on Thursday and taken into custody. It says Smith, Bean, Haley, Martin, and Mills were each charged with second degree murder, aggravated assault, 2 counts of aggravated kidnapping. Oh my goodness. 2 counts of official misconduct and official oppression. Bond for Haley was set at 350,000 and 250,000 for Bean, Mills, and Smith. Nichols, that's only who's the other one? Bean. Bond was set for 350 for Haley. Bean, Mills, Smith. Is there 5 of them? Bean. Mills, and Smith. Bean, Mills. Where's Martin? Did Martin not get a bond? Maybe not. Nichols, 29, died January 10th, 3 days after a traffic stop in Memphis police that ended in Nichols severely injured. It said that Shelby County District Attorney Steve Mulry immediately asked the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation to conduct an independent investigation into the force used by the Memphis police officers. The five Memphis officers were fired last Friday for violating policy. City officials said that they were notified on January 15th. By January 18th, the U.S. Attorney Kevin Ritz announced the U.S. Attorney's offices, in coordination with the FBI and the Civil Rights Division of the Justice Department, a civil rights investigation into the death of Tyre Nichols. It's crazy. A civil rights investigation. I mean, obviously his civil rights were violated because these are officers. It has nothing to do with the color of their skin. If your civil rights are violated, they're simply violated, right? Your civil rights can be violated by a frog so long as the frog works for a federal entity. It says Nichols' family has hired civil rights attorney Ben Crump. It's a wrap. Not Ben Crump. Not Ben Crump. Mm-mm. Go ahead and get a family, the whole city of Memphis at this. Go ahead and give the family the whole city of Memphis at this point, because you not settling with Ben Crump for anything less than 50, 100 million. Ooh, child. He's an incredibly aggressive civil rights attorney. He's your modern day Johnny Cochran. He is. He's the modern day Johnny Cochran. Ben Crump. He's the modern day Johnny Cochran. He has a very large and prestigious law firm where they cover tons of civil rights cases in all 50 states, okay, and U.S. territories. So yeah, you might as well go ahead and get the city, turn the key over to Ben Crump. Okay, it says they hired Ben Crump. The family's legal team says Nichols Tyre was returning to his parents' home in Hickory Hill after taking pictures of a sunset by Shelby Farms Park. They said officers beat Nichols for 3 minutes in an encounter they compared to the 1991 Rodney King police brutality beating in Los Angeles. Video of the incident has been released by Memphis police to the family. Mallory says the city of Memphis will release the video of the incident sometime after 6 p.m. Friday. That's tomorrow. Wow. We're gonna be able to see it tomorrow. We're gonna be able to see it tomorrow. Whoa. It says the DA says the Tyree's video released after 6 p.m. Friday. The world is watching us, and we need to show the world what lessons we can learn from this tragedy, Mallory said. He said, I'm hoping that we can show them who I know us to be, a community working toward positive change here in Memphis and Shelby County. David Rosh, director of the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, described the video as absolutely appalling. Let me be clear. This happened here does not at all reflect proper policing. This is wrong and this is criminal, Rosh said. Memphis Police Chief CJ Davis on Wednesday night released a more than 3 or 4 minute long YouTube video in which she describes the events surrounding Nicholas' death as heinous, reckless, and inhumane. Aside from being your police chief, I am a citizen of this community. We share. I am a mother. I am a caring human being who wants the best for us. This is not just a professional failing. This is a failing on basic humanity toward another individual. The incident was heinous, reckless, and inhumane. And in a vein of transparency, when the video is released in the coming days, you will see for yourselves, she said. She said in part. In addition to the 5 officers being charged Thursday, Davis said that the statement that the officers also are under investigation. 2 Memphis Fire Department personnel have been relieved of their duty pending an investigation. Ooh, I wonder what the fire department has to do with this. Ooh, child. Let me get to some of y'all comments. Ooh, child. They said it was heinous. This kind of makes me think about, like, do you think this occurred because, like, of cop culture? Like, because the police department is heavily filled, regulated, and run by white officers, that these black officers were just doing what they were taught? Because, okay, the reason why I asked that is because let's just say, for example, it was like 4 white officers and 1 black officer, right? You'd be like, okay, that's a raccoon, if you know what I mean. right? But having it be five black officers, the likelihood of all five being raccoons, it's not likely. It's not likely because when it comes to being part of the raccoon nation, if you know what I mean, black people, come you stand out. You're not interested in uh cohabitating with other raccoons. You like to hang out where you want to be accepted. So it's not likely that five raccoons found each other. Do you understand what I mean? It's impossible. Normally, they're always surrounded by a bunch of other people of other nationalities because they hate their blackness. So it's weird that five of them came together. That's what makes the whole story strange. It's like, are they just doing what they were taught? Are they raccoons? Because how do five black people like? I don't know. Let me get some of y'all comments. I got to get some of y'all comments because I know they going. Um, Thank you, Brenda. Thank you very much. This is from it's a Virgo says she early on her B day, y'all. She outside. Y'all leave me alone. Leave me alone. What city? This happened in my city. Is it? Is that where you from? Me from Memphis? Joanna said that's so crazy. Jeanette Penna, hello, Jeanette says, I'm literally watching the press conference of the news right now. It's insane. Because it's you never see it's like nothing ever, it's like nothing that's ever happened ever. You never get five black people committing police. It's unlikely. This from Shell says, all the big name groups been in town this week, NAACP, etc. Memphis is a mess. I bet. This from a Virgo base says, is it true the fire department, the EMT will be investigated as well? It said that at the end of it. It said two fire department. Remember, the fire department, the EMTs are usually like they firefighters usually either show up or EMS show up. They're usually the one and the same. So yes, it says that here at the end of this article, it says two Memphis Fire Department personnel also have been relieved of their duty pending an investigation. And I wonder if they failed at giving him the proper aid. That's what I'm wondering, if they failed to give him the proper aid. This from Lori says, so fast, funny black officers. I guess so. Where's the tea? Thank you very much. Where's the tea? Thank you very much. I am a millionaire. This is from it's a Virgo says Ben Crump is definitely on this. If he ain't own it, who else? Johnny Cochran's dead. You understand what I mean? So who else could be on it if not him? This from Ro Thomas says, I couldn't believe my eyes when the news showed the cops one of my mutuals on TikTok, he goes by Kells and not R. Kelly, okay, a different Kells. Hold on, I'll pull his name up now. He did a video on it and he would what is his name? Is it Kells? I can't remember what it is. The Asian kid. I don't know what his name is. Lord, I forget his name. I can't remember this po child's name, but he said the same thing. He said, "I'm not black, so I can't comment on this." But he said, "Is this common? Like, is this a common thing?" He didn't even know. He's an Asian kid. I forget his name. He's an Asian kid, but at the end of his video, when he was talking about this, he's like, "Is this common?" And I was like, I commented. I was like, "That's not common at all. That's a bit strange." You know what I mean? That's why I'm wondering, is it because of the culture there is so like prominent? It's like such a prominent police culture that that's why they acted like that? Or are they all raccoons who have a distinct disdain for other black people? But it's not common because most raccoons don't hang out with other black people. They only hang out with their white counterparts. You don't never see that. When you watch a CNN panel and there's that one black Republican, you see what I mean? Just the one, you know he ain't got no black friends. So that's what it's like to me. I'm like, is that what's going on? Is that what's going on? This is from It Is What It Is said they always release videos Friday after hours. They know the public will be upset and never have the officials in office. They want the public to protest the weekend and hope people go I'm assuming you mean bananas. Yeah, the federal government does the same thing, but they do it even later at night. In DC, um, all government entities, they always release stuff at like 10 o'clock at night on Friday. They greasy like that. They greasy like that. They'll release it literally at 10 o'clock on a Friday. Oh, by Monday it'll be over with. This from Issa Virgo says, they have been a lot of issues with the Memphis PD, but I think that is one big because of the fact it was 5 black officers. Because it don't make no sense. I need a sociologist in the building. I need a sociologist to come in and let us know, is this common? Understand what I mean? I don't think it's common. I don't even know. This from Sean Johnson says people are reporting that he died when the EMTs arrived at the scene. I think, yeah, but we'll have to see the video. I can't say anything until that video comes out, so I don't even want to speculate. But there's a reason why they relieved those EMTs, because body cam footage might have shown the EMTs doing something that they had no business doing. Whether they stood around his body and didn't help him, whether they was kikiing with the officers, whether time was lapsing and they didn't get to his body. But there's a reason why they relieved him. So I don't think it had anything to do with the fact that they got there late. If they got there late, they got there late. You know what I mean? You can't stop what Father Time is getting ready to do to Tyree's body. You understand what I mean? So I don't think it has anything to do with that. I don't think they would fire them because they were late or because his body gave up before they arrived. I don't think that at all. I think they was kikiing or they wasn't administering aid fast enough or something, right? It's got to be something because all eyes are on the city. So that's what I think. This from Timberly says, they said the video shows moments before his death and then his death. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, child. This from Desiree. Hello, Desiree. So the streets are you going to tonight? Here done. I'm just going out to dinner, you guys. This from Chess Person says, what is the police department's demographic in Memphis? That's a good question. I guess I should Google that. Oof. Okay, so the Memphis Police Department has 2,605 employees. 0% of the Memphis police employees are women, while 0% are men. What does that mean? The most common ethnicity in the Memphis Police Department is white at 67%. 13% of the Memphis Police Department employs Black or African Americans. 9% of the department is Latino, and the average employee makes about 44,000 a year. And the average time they work there is about 11 and a half years. What do you mean 0% is female? That doesn't even make any sense. Okay, so it's 67% white. But I mean, even the demographics for African American are still pretty high. No, actually, they're not that high. It's 13%. 9% are Hispanic, and then the other percentage is the rest. So let me do the math on that real quick. So 67. So about 11% is other ethnicities and races. This one, Cece says, not going to say where I'm from, but it's predominantly Black police force and 89% of Black community. And the abuse is insane. It gets swept under the rug. So maybe if, okay, so in Memphis case, the 13% of Black officers are in predominantly Black neighborhoods, and they're just basically just brutalizing the neighborhoods. If I'm picking up what you putting down. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Muwube. This from Amber says, what would make 5 Black officers want to beat another Black man is crazy. They don't even have the police department behind them. They don't have the police union behind them. You know how like white officers do and they got the police union behind them, like this was justified. They don't even got that. It's a hot, it's a hot ghetto mess. It's a hot ghetto mess. What race are the EMTs? It doesn't say. It didn't say. It just said they let two of them go, but it doesn't say what their ethnicity is. This case is bizarre. I can't even conceptualize what they were thinking unless they are used to their environment where they're just brutalizing people sun up and sun down. And it just became a part of the culture there, you know? You said I thought he died in the hospital. I think he did die in the hospital, but the beating is what killed him. You understand what I mean? And the EMTs did stay. Listen, all I know is that that video comes out tomorrow, Friday at 6 p.m. Them EMTs did something to lose their job. They did something to lose their job. I don't know what. I don't know if they weren't administering aid to him, but they did something to lose their job. No matter where he wouldn't have been dead. You understand what I mean? He probably would have been alive had it not been for the EMT. We don't know till that video comes out. This is from It Is What It Is said the police chief in Memphis are involved in scandals in Atlanta. She just complained there also. She had complaints there also. She was the police chief in Atlanta. She made her way to Memphis. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Organized crime. Just a bunch of neighborhood bullies. Yikes. Yikes. Thank you, Tyra. I appreciate that. Thank you, Alyssa. You said bingo. This is from Desiree. Said 47K. I agree. I'd leave the department too. Yeah, but they get kickbacks and stuff. They get bonuses and paid vacations and, you know, maternity leave, and they got really good benefits. Sometimes the benefits do outweigh having a low pay, and there's always opportunities to move up. So 47,000 isn't bad if you're living a modest life. Does that make sense? And you got good benefits and a pension, you know. This from CC says some officers are involved in gangs within the community, and they were protected by getting put at a desk. I could see that. I could totally see that. The mob did it. They also did it in City Hall. It's all organized, all of it. I agree. I can believe that. I can believe that. I can believe that if there's gang activity, the closest place they will want people on the inside is at the police department. Hell yeah. I wouldn't be shocked if these officers robbed him. You know what I mean? It sounded like gang activity. Like two of them did the beating, and the other two was just standing around doing nothing, looking to see if the coast was clear. This is from Shell said it's a huge police shortage here. Don't nobody want to be a cop. There's a police shortage here too. Don't nobody want to be a cop. You got too many. The crooked people won't quit. That's the only problem with the police department. It's not the policies. The policies, if you go and read a police handbook policies, they seem like they would protect you. It's the crooked people at the top who turn a blind eye, who won't quit and enforce that type of, nepotism and all that other stuff, and turning a blind eye to crime and bullying and harassment and racism. So it's not the police policies that are bad. The policies are actually good policies that protect the citizens. It's the people who work there who won't give it a rest. They won't retire. They just won't quit. It's a mess. So young people can't get in there and make substantive change in the police department because Nobody wants to work for a boomer, a racist one at that. You know what I mean? I wouldn't. I wouldn't want to work for no racist boomer, you know? Heck no. Heck no. So, no, I wouldn't either. I would just be like, let me just go. And those are good jobs, but nobody wants to work there because all of these racist boomers. This from and Max says, it could have been something as simple as a suspect accidentally spit on an officer. I think he was driving home from taking pictures of a sunset. I don't even know what the traffic stop was even for. I think it was just super basic, right? It's crazy. But if it's something that simple, that's wild. This from I'm a Millionaire says, consider this. If EMTs neglect proper care and oxygen could have been preventing something from his brain and death, they could have aided in the overall death. It's something, it could have been anything. It could have been them just standing there too long talking to the officers that got them fired. I don't know what it is, but we're going to see on Friday. This from Toilet Tish says, wait, I'm reading an article on it and they said that they were charged with kidnapping. Yeah, because if you detained someone illegally, you're kidnapping them. When an officer detains you legally, you are not being kidnapped. You are legally detained. If an officer has violated your civil rights and your civil liberties to leave when you want to leave, that's kidnap. So yeah, if they stopped him without probable cause, anything after that is kidnap. Anything after that, straight kidnap. This is from Arlene, says maybe just using their powers had still had one foot in the street, and thought they would get away with it being a cop. Was just lost when I saw that they were all black. I was lost too. I was not, when my friend covered the story, I was like, oh, okay. When he got to the end of the story and it was 5 black, I was like, oh, he got the wrong image up. This one, Greer Fraser says the EMTs made him walk on his own, and he was complaining something was broke, some pain he was in, and it made him walk outside, and it didn't put him in a stretcher, and that caused more injuries to him. Ooh, that makes sense. That does make sense. This from Missy says black officers are sometimes the worst than the white ones. I remember Big 4 in Detroit. I agree with that. I agree with that. I agree that I just have to agree with that. I think black officers who have murder on their mind are way worse than white. I'd be more afraid of them than I would be of a white officer. I'm not gonna lie to you, because a white officer got to think about it before he do it, but not no. You know what I mean? Not no N word. This from Kathy's creation says, why is it so easy for them to see this when it's a black cops and not white cops? Because we're disposable. That's why. You know, if we did it, you know what I mean? Then it's just easy to get rid of us. More room for more white officers. This one is a Virgo base, says they ran the first 48 out of here and didn't renew anything. It made Memphis look bad. But what's their excuse now? I forgot the first 48 was there, and I forgot they got ran out of town because the crime was so bad they couldn't keep up. Ciao. Listen, the story's sad. We're gonna be watching and waiting for that police tape to come out on Friday. But for now, Ben Crump's on the case, and I want to move on to our next story before we run out of time. I want to get to this story here. It's the fake nurses. Woo child. Woo child. Let me get to the story right here. All right, volume up, y'all.
3 nursing schools sold over 7,600 fake nursing degrees at $15,000 each. I'm not talking about certified CNAs, y'all. I'm talking about LPN, RNs. These people went on to sit for the board, and 30% of them passed and got jobs around the country. The hell?
That sold fake nursing diplomas nationwide, and there are more arrests to come. Local Times' Roy Ramos is live with this developing story. Roy.
Nicole, this was a $114 million scheme where nursing schools based right here in South Florida sold those fake diplomas at $15,000 a pop. Those students would then take that diploma and in some cases obtain nursing jobs without even having the proper training. U.S. Attorney for the Southern District.
Before we get started, could you imagine going to the hospital and the nurse in charge is not a nurse?
Mackenzie LaPointe surrounded by federal agents to announce the results of Operation Nightingale, a scheme where fake diplomas and transcripts were sold to thousands of people across the country in order to work as registered nurses.
The last thing we want to learn is that the nurses administering the medications, The ones charged with carrying out doctor's order took shortcuts on their clinical training and used fake nursing diplomas to get their licenses and jobs. Unfortunately, thousands of people have taken these shortcuts.
7,600 that federal agents are aware of. 30% of those who purchased the $15,000 fake diplomas went on to sit for state exams, even passing them.
Use those fake credentials to sit for state board examinations, obtain their nursing licenses, and ultimately get jobs at hospitals.
We learned the 3 nursing schools selling the fake documents were based right here in South Florida. One at the Palm Beach School of Nursing in West Palm Beach, another at the Siena College of Health in Lauderhill, and at Sacred Heart International Institute in Fort Lauderdale.
25 individuals have been charged across multiple states with wire fraud crimes, including conspiracy.
All agents have already identified several facilities where people may be working as licensed nurses who obtain those jobs illegally. The concern is the safety of the patients being treated by them.
To date, we have not learned of nor uncovered any evidence of patient harm stemming from these individuals.
So 21 arrests have already been made. 2 more are expected over the next few days. As a result, agents have notified nursing boards across the country. For now in downtown Miami, Roy Ramo.
Y'all, oh my God.
So you're telling me there's 7, you're telling me I got to start asking nurses where they graduated from? Because I am. I'm not going to lie to you. This is B. Ashland. That's the first thing I thought, because I have a doctor's appointment on Valentine's Day. That's the first thing I thought. I was like, I'm going to ask, where'd you graduate from? Because I ain't taking no risk. Now, if you're just taking my blood pressure, or you're, putting like something in my ear just to like, whatever, looking in my eye or checking my weight, that's one thing. But the moment you come with me with a syringe, anything, you better listen. If my nurse ain't over 60, I don't want her. I don't want her. I don't want him either. Or they, them. I don't want nobody. If you're not over 60, you need to get out of my face. Okay. If you're not over 60, wearing the scrubs that you got in nursing school from the 1970s, get away from me. You know which ones I'm talking about, the ones that's real tight around the wrist and around the ankles. If your scrubs don't look like they from the 70s, you better get away from me. Okay. I'm not even playing with you. Don't even come near me. If you look younger than me, get away from me. Because at this point, they were selling fake COVID cards. Now they selling fake degrees. In the worst way, it's one thing to have a fake lawyer license. You can lawyer your way out of anything. I mean, even a judge will let you represent yourself, but it's a whole nother dealio when you're talking about someone administering drugs. This from Dream says, how did they pass the test? It took me 2 times to take it. Just reading the books. All you have to do, right, when it comes to those state board tests, my little sister, she's a LPN. She's an LPN. She has a master's degree. So all you have to do is just take the test the first time. You kind of get a rough idea of what's on the test and study for that. Does that make sense? I know the test is like 3 or 6 hours, but that's all you got to do. All you got to do is get a bunch of nursing books. It ain't nothing. And a lot of them who are going to school together was probably sharing test results and saying, well, this is going to be on the test. That's going to be on the test. This is going to be on. It's online too. Child. Right. Get me someone. I want someone seasoned. I want someone who got an attitude. I want nurse, old school now. I want nurse, Sherelle. Nurse Shirley, okay? I want Joanne. That's who I want. I want Nurse Karen. That's what Julie. I want the old white ladies, old Hispanic ladies, old black ladies. I don't want nobody young touching me. Get out of my doctor. I'll wait for the doctor, okay? Give me Nurse Geraldine. Yeah, Betty Joe. I'll take the old ladies, okay? Because the old ladies, they be knowing their thing. They be knowing. Give me the old ladies. I don't want none of these young girls touching me. I'm going to ask them too, how old is you? 25. You're a little young to be a nurse. Back of the line, Keisha. Back of the line, Keisha. Back of the line. Yes. This from Melissa says the old ones that still wear the white hats. Yep. Yeah. This from and Max says the nurse who drags her feet when she walks and hums gospel song. That's right. That's right. The one who still got her wedding band on when her husband passed away, but it's like that real thick gold one with the cluster diamonds. I want her. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? She got the big wedding band on with the cluster diamonds. It's like this big, but it's just cluster of diamond dust. Just that I want her. Give me her. I want that one. She looked like she had her ring taken in and resized in about 20 years. Okay. That's the one I'm looking for. Right? Don't be ignorant. Give me somebody old. Okay. This from Nosy by Nature. What's up, Nosy? Says, no, I took the registered nursing boards in California. It's computerized. The questions are not the same. Look, I don't know how they pass, and I don't know what it looks like in Florida. I don't know what it looks like in Florida, but they were passing. He said 30. Okay, so let's just do the math, right? What is 30% of 7,600? That's 2,280 of them are registered nurses. They passed somehow. Okay. I don't know how, but they did. That's 2,280 nurses roaming the country. And until 2,280 of them are arrested, I do not feel safe with a nurse or a nurse practitioner. Okay. I want a doctor or Geraldine, okay, who still goes to First Baptist and so on 6th Street. That's who I want. Not Nurse Chardonnay. No, I don't want no Chardonnay. I don't want no Dejanay. I don't want none of that. No, no. I want an old lady. This from Dream says one of them, you said one of them ones that was just coming in hooks up things and tells you you're going to be okay a few minutes and tap you on the legs and walk out. This from Shell says Florida is not a compact state, so they can only use their license in Florida. No, I think it depends. I mean, a lot of them were getting you guys. This is just after the pandemic. No, this is pre-pandemic when they launched Operation Nightingale, the federal government. You guys, a lot of them could be travel nurses. Remember how a lot of stuff started getting really laxed when we had a nursing shortage? Yeah, we don't know where they are, and you heard that was a federal agent. They don't know where they are. So they had to go to the nursing boards in every state and say, if anyone has taken your exam, passed it, and they had a license and they got their degree from this college, you need to call the hospitals because they don't know where they are. They can't call every hospital in America, and they could also be working privately. You see what I mean? And a lot of those travel nurse companies was probably hiring, scooping them up. You know what I mean? Scooping them up. So they were probably applying on jobs for Indeed and LinkedIn. I don't know where those women are. I have no idea. So I wouldn't say that they're just confined in Florida because I think it would have been easy for the federal government to find them. Those federal agents made it very clear. We don't know where they are. We've only arrested 21 people connected to the college, not 21 nurses. So that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Ooh, child. Ooh, child. Hopefully those hospitals get going on it, figuring out who those women are. This from Jasmine says the nurse with the big orthopedic shoes. That's right. This from Z Bradley said they said one person took the test 4 times. She had the license and credentials to do it. You can take that test as many times as you want to. You know what I mean? This from Linus Queen says early today. Yes, I'm a little early today. This is from is it Na? Is it Atsui? Or is it a Swie? Says I was reading earlier that they were passing a lot of people during COVID because they were desperate for help. Yeah, I think so. I think so. Thank you very much, Destiny. This from MP Natural says, and if they didn't pass, they could still work in places like nursing homes. Yeah, they could work as CNAs. They could work as the nurses' assistants. You know what I mean? Like they got the I don't know if they got the work experience, but they definitely got a reason to be able to get a job. You know what I mean? This from Notes by Nature says passing the board is 75% in 20. Passing the board is 75% in 2006 when I took it. Oh, so it was a while back. It was a while back. This is from Demir Loves Me says, I know travelers who work in specialties with no experience, like in the ICU. Dangerous. Dangerous. This from Shell says, no, ma'am, you have to apply for a license in states not including the compact, and that includes submitting transcripts, not degrees, and work histories with the state board. Listen, I can only go based off what the federal agents say. If the federal agents say there's 2,000, they said 30%, 2,280 nurses working at hospitals, I don't think they're all in Florida, because why would they send those? Why would they inform all of the different licensing boards across all 50 states about these nurses? That makes no sense, right? If they could find 2,280 of them, there'd be no reason to notify the other 49 states in the union. You understand what I mean? So there'd be no reason to notify people. It'd be silly. It's like, oh, they all passed their I forget what it's called, like their unclex or inclex or unflux or something. They all passed it here in Florida and they all have jobs in Florida. That'd be a different story. But that federal agent said we issued that notice out to all the state boards around the nation. So that means that those nurses have been able to obtain jobs outside of the state of Florida. That's really what that's telling us. And the sheer fact is that it's easier for them to talk to the 50 board members than it is to talk to 3, 4, 5, 6,000 hospitals. Does that make sense? So I believe the officers. Like, I understand that it is complex to be able to get a job and transfer your license and do all of this, that, and the third. But my little sister, she is an LPN. She took her ONCLUX or influx or whatever in the state she resides in, which I'm not going to say, but in the state she resides in, only in the state she resides in. She's never left the state she's resided in, and she's a travel nurse. And I think she traveled to New York and Nevada to work, and I think she has the capability of getting her license or practicing in all 50 states. So I'm not sure how it works where you obtained your license, but I'm pretty sure my little sister's been a travel nurse for the last 5 years, and she has never taken or done anything outside of the state of where she resides to do so. But I have to go with what the federal agents say. They said them people running rampant across the United States. I believe them. I believe them, regardless of how rigorous it seems to be able to get your license in other states. Does that make sense? Okay. Hopefully I explained. Hopefully, I mean, if you need to rewatch it, we can rewatch the video. This is from Brown Mama says, I'm late to the party. Happy birthday. Thank you very much. Thank you. This from Destiny says, here in Kentucky, our medical students work and then intern at the university hospital. It's hard as F to get in, but you never know. See, here's my thing, right? Because we're talking about how complex it is to transfer your license to other states or get your license in other states. Those women paid $15,000 for fake degrees they knew were fake. So it's not like ITT Tech where they thought they were getting a legitimate nurse's license. They knew they were paying for fake licenses. Does that make sense? They knew they were paying for fake licenses. How do we know from that $15,000 they didn't help them get their licenses in other states? You know what I mean? They said it's a multi-million-dollar operation. So how do we know that a girl who got her thing in that Florida Palm Beach nursing school was like, hey, I'll give you $15,000, but I want to move to Texas. Can you help me get my license there? We don't know what the depths of that investigation is going to entail. We don't know what it's like. We don't know what that $15,000 entailed. We don't know if they said we can help you cheat on this exam. We know people in the state board who'll give you the exam key. You understand what I mean? Does that make sense? Like, we don't know the depths of this operation and what they really got for $15,000. You understand what I mean? I don't know what they got. They could have got just about anything, So I don't know. I don't know what that $15,000 got them. I don't know what it got them. This is from Nat G Forever says they're not from Florida. They took their exams in other states. Yeah, that's what I believe. That's what the federal agents say. That's what I believe too. I believe that they pay $15,000 and they're all over the place. I don't know. I have to go with, and I agree with you, Nat G. I think that the federal agents don't know where they are. That's why they made that call out to all of the nursing boards in all 50 states. Like, That's what I believe. They were like, we don't know where they went. We don't know who the fuck they gave these licenses to. It's not like they was keeping records, you know. We just know 7,600 of them were fake. We just don't know where they all are. You know what I mean? This from Rose says they need to be found, just like they found the people with the fake PPP loan. Yeah, because stealing money is one thing, but having someone's life in your hands is a whole nother thing. And they're like, well, there's nothing to be alarmed about because we don't know the extent of, you know, deaths because of these nurses. Oh, but you will. And if you lost a loved one at a hospital, you need to figure out what nurse is attached to it and make sure you pull up that license. Because if she's one of them, well, honey child, that's a multi-million-dollar lawsuit. This from Tamir says here, Chicago agency nurse make a bag. They just say, I want to work here. And as long as they got their license, come punch this clock. Wow. So they make it incredibly simple, especially, especially when there's a nursing shortage. It's not like there's a doctor shortage, there's a nursing shortage. So we don't know how lackluster HR is. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to sound funny, but people are like, you got to have the credentials and all this. No, you don't. Not when they assigning 20 beds a nurse. I don't think you do. I don't think you got, I think if you just roll right out of nursing school, if you roll right out of nursing school, I think they was going to give you a job now and even 2 years ago. That's what I think. That's my personal opinion. That's what I think. I think that they, I think that they, I don't think it was hard for these. Look, the agent said that they're working at hospitals, so they must have been able to get in, right, with very little credentials. Does that make sense? I think they were able to get in with very little credentials. Okay, very much little credentials. Hold on one second, you guys. Okay. All right. But listen, as much as I would like to continue to talk about this, I have to show to produce. But that is really all that I have for you. Hopefully they find all these fucking nurses. But I got a show to produce. We're producing the Diamond Show on the Nosy Bystanders Network. So you can watch and tune in if you need relationship advice or just like to talk about relationships as a whole. They're airing right now in 10 minutes on Nosy Bystanders TV. So if, and actually I'll leave a link for it too if you guys want to watch it. The show is always free. Hold on one second. Where is it? I'll pull up the show for you now, and then you guys are more than welcome to come on in and watch it. It's a really good show. It's called The Diamond Show. I'll post the link in the comments, okay? But you guys, that is all that I have for you today. I am your host, Chief Nosy Bystander. Come watch The Diamond Show. It's a great show. Come watch The Diamond Show. I'll be producing it, so you're going to hear me in the background. But that is all that I have for you today. Thank you again for all the well-birthed wishes. I will talk to you guys later. You guys have a wonderful evening, okay? I'll see you guys tomorrow, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here at the Nosy Bystanders on YouTube and Facebook, okay? I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.